All right, Mom, everyone wants to know, why did you tell Dad no when he asked you to marry him month after month?
The truth of the matter is I thought he was too short.
How tall are you?
4'11 and 3/4.
That's bigger than the troops. Third graders that she was teaching was taller than she was.
Wait. I have something more to say. We met in the September and he asked me to marry him in the December. Who does that?
Okay, Dad, how did you know so soon and why did you ask her month after month?
Because I knew she wasn't going any damn where.
Wait.
That's why she's right here 40 years
Wait
later.
a minute now. How you know I wasn't going anywhere?
That's why you're still here 40 years later.
Damn, well, that's true.
The games are back. Pritzepratzum. That was a good guess. Es tut mir leid. I took 4 years of German. Antixi. Sounds pretty phonetic. Pardon. I speak a little bit of French. Scusi. I've been to Italy. Gomaiwaku o okaki te moshiwaki gotsamasen. Nice guess. Math. I don't know this one. You're wrong. You're wrong. That wasn't my intention. I didn't mean to hurt you. Yeah, but I have a good heart. My heart was in the right place. You're wrong. You're wrong. I'm right. I didn't do anything wrong. Say you're sorry. Oh, nice. Pamanhin. Also a good guess. Lo siento. I've been to Spain. Okay, that was pretty good.
About it. The worst woman in the worst way that has been the most terrible to you is probably sitting in therapy right now being validated for all of her wrongdoing. And how is it that every single thing that a man does nowadays is considered, or every single man on this planet has been, and these women have just sat there innocently and done nothing wrong? Husband isn't if his tone changes when he feels neglected or disrespected. Your husband isn't emotionally if he decides to go pick up McDonald's instead of eating your dinner at night. Like, your husband isn't if he tries to get you to spend less money because you're overspending at Hobby Lobby. The crazy part about it is every single thing gets slapped with some kind of label to make women feel like they're less delusional than they actually are. Just remember, these therapists know that there's more money to be made in validating women than there is in holding women accountable. These therapists will recommend them to other doctors or other psychiatrists or even other therapists, and it's all one big marketing scheme and one big MLM. The other crazy part to think about is that these men will sit in therapy and realize that they're being gaslit, that they're being ganged up upon, and that the entire therapy session or the idea of therapy is just to be ganged up upon and to find no resolution other than the fact that men suck. So when he gets up and leaves, then they can then validate her feelings even further, like, see, now my husband didn't even want to do therapy with me. And it's all because all it does is really shift blame onto the men, that everything is their fault, while simultaneously creating a cycle where the therapist and everybody involved continues to make money. Okay, bye.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
Are you single?
Yes.
You think dating gets easier as you age, or is it going to get harder?
I feel like it might get harder, but I feel like it would be easy for me. I don't know.
How so?
Because I'm not like these typical girls that are out here showing naked. I'm very like housewife material. I have discernment. Yeah.
What would you say makes you a good housewife, though?
I would say I would listen to my man. Like, I would be there for him. I feel like that's an answer that every woman gives, but in reality, I am very like, my man leads, I follow.
If he says, we're leaving Miami because I have a better job in Minnesota, you're going with him?
Definitely, yes. That's my man. I'm going to go with him.
If he told you, I don't like what you're wearing today, it's a little bit too provocative, you would change for him?
Yeah, because sometimes I'm not even comfortable wearing shorts.
If he told you, Lisa isn't the best influence in your friend group, you should probably spend less time with her, you'd listen to him?
Yes, because they're not around my friends as much as I am, so they're able to see things I cannot see.
So where do you think so many women get lost in the I'm an independent girl and I just don't need a man in my life?
I think it's the internet. The internet has changed women into believing that they can do things on their own, and they don't need to listen to a man until they're in their mid-30s and buying their own drink and realizing, well, damn, I should have gotten that man when I was in my mid-20s.
I am not a feminist, or at least not a modern one, because they leave comments like this and think it's an insult. I will never be insulted by the idea of making a sandwich for my husband and serving him every single hour of my life because he provides for me. I do not have a husband yet, but you can call me a pick-me because I desire to be picked. I desire to be a submissive wife that lives a life where we glorify God and how we conduct our household. If he asks me to make him a sandwich, I'll ask him what kind and how many, and I'll even leave a little note on it because I desire to be a wife. This will never be an insult. All you've done is threaten me with a good time. Try again.
I guess I don't get it. Like, why would somebody be insulted by that comment anyway? Especially if it's, I mean, we're talking about a man being obsessed with you. So if the man is obsessed with you, he's going to take you out on expensive dates. He's going to take you to do things. He's going to listen to you and try to give you the life that you want. So why is it not the same thing in reverse? You would want a man to make you a sandwich. You would want him to go buy you little treats whenever you're sick, plus give you the things that you need, medicine, soup, crackers, all the good stuff. But now when you go to make a man a sandwich, then it's throwing shade. You're a servant or you're a slave.
That won't even be a thing. Excuse you.
What?
Did you hear me?
You can have some manners.
Like I said, excuse you. What is you talking about?
You can have some manners.
Like I said, excuse you.
You can have some manners.
Like I said, excuse you. What is you
see what I'm saying, bro?
All I'm gonna say is God give his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. Cause at that very moment, I'd have gave it to temptation. Just alone where the fuck we at, I would have whooped her ass. Cause bro, first of all, you hit me with a drink. Cool. Then you came back and punched me in my... Man, the way I would have knocked her head off her shoulders, bro, I don't care. At that point, I'm willing to take all consequences that's coming behind my actions. Cause you cool?
They do a lot of this weird stuff. They talk crazy. They act crazy with a man. But yet and still, they expect a man to hold his emotions in check.
What's your age?
Do I have to say that? I'm 36.
Are you single?
No.
You have a man?
Yes.
How long have you been with him?
5 years.
At 5 years in, has your man proposed to you yet?
Oh, God, no.
Why do you think he hasn't got down on his knee?
Well, this is a little personal, you don't think? One, I would say past relationship traumas. Two, I would say maybe things I might have said that made him kind of like question, you know, is she gonna walk away and, you know, stuff like that. Because, you know, sometimes when we get angry, we say certain things and we plant seeds in a way. That's what I'm saying. But honestly, it shouldn't be no reason.
What if he came to you and he said, you know what, I'll never propose. Would you stay?
Yes.
So what would make you even open to doing that?
I love him.
So the marriage doesn't really mean a thing?
No, it's just a piece of paper. I feel like we built a lot more together. So for me to just let him go because I don't have a ring on my finger, that would be crazy. I'm not saying that he won't eventually do it or it's not a possibility for it. It's gonna happen. But if it don't ever happen, no, I'm not leaving.
When he goes quiet, please know that he's not ignoring you. He is saving you. You know how it works with most women. We talk to untangle the chaos that we've created in our heads. We need the words out loud to see some sort of path. He is wired completely different. When the weight hits him, he doesn't reach for you first. He goes dead quiet. Not because he's mad, not because he's done with you, but because his mind is at war with himself. So let him work through it on his own terms. For him, talking about the problem with no solution yet feels like a failure. It feels like dumping broken glass on your lap and saying, hey, fix this for me. He hates that. So he carries it inside, chews on it for a little while. That silence that you feel is rejection. It's not. It is your protection. He's shielding you from the storm while he is still standing in the middle of it, dealing with it on his own. Some men go even deeper. They lock the door, kill the noise, and don't come out until they have killed that problem, or at least have created a solution for it. Until he has an answer, until he can walk back in with you and say, it's handled, I've got it, the words feel useless to him. The worst thing you can do is chase him into that cave and demand that he acts like you would. No, the best thing you can do for him is simple. Give him the space that he desperately needs in that moment. Let him know that you're there, you're calm, and you're not going anywhere. But again, give him that space. Sometimes love looks like sitting on the couch beside your man who hasn't said a word in hours. Just be present with him, because when he finally speaks, it will not be to complain. It will be to tell you that the war is over and he's made sure you never had to fight it. That is how he loves. Quietly, completely, alone first, so you never have to be. So thank him.
Heated debate online after a TikTok video from a stay-at-home dad sparks backlash. Now, in the clip, he insists that staying home with his young daughter, doing the cooking, the cleaning, and nap time is easy, and he challenges stay-at-home moms who say the job is hard.
I can clean the whole apartment while watching her before 12 or 1 o'clock. So can someone please tell me, when does being a stay-at-home mom become hard?
His remarks drew sharp criticism from many women, especially mothers who say the emotional toll, exhaustion, and isolation of running a household without pay is real. A study cited in the debate puts the unpaid labor of full-time homemakers at nearly $4,700 a month in major cities. So what do you think? Does the TikToker have a point or not? Let us know. And download Fox Local for live streaming, news, and more.
What are your thoughts? Comment below.
Gonna keep my
You better not.
head held high.
You better not. On my mama, you better not.
There's always gonna be another
You better not do it.
mountain. I'm always wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle.
This be men's biggest problem with y'all. Why in God's name does the husband have to accept whatever rolls out of bed every day? But the ex-husband gets to look on social media and look at this. Are you kidding me? For the record, I am available for promo and booking, but that's not what we're talking about right now. Bitch, are you kidding me? No wonder y'all be getting the divorce. This literally 100% shows your ass is the problem. If you don't deserve me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best.
And I know your body goes through significant changes depending on if you have children or not, or you might just be in a rough patch, right? But the same way you're asking a man to improve himself, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later with, I think there's a clip from Oprah. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But they're talking about in the comments of that video, men need to improve themselves. They need to go through and do the work, and they need to get in therapy. But this is not my problem as a woman. I'm not going to help a man not be lonely, is basically what they were saying in that clip. Men are lonely. That's not my problem. And I kind of don't care. They need to improve themselves. This is the same thing. Men, they don't say anything because, they don't want to hurt your feelings. But you were walking around like that this whole time. Well, the man did that. The man didn't do nothing. You need to go out there and get yourself in shape. For you, that's not, you walking around looking like that is not healthy, man. And I know your doctor told you that. You need to stop trying to blame this on men and take accountability.
I got asked to go on a date the other day. He wanted to get coffee and then go on a walk. Mind you, the only pictures I have of me outside on my Instagram are me at a beach outside the country. Stop asking me stupid questions. Asking me stupid shit.
To all the men out there, do me a favor and stay far, far away from all women like this. They are not looking for a future with you. They are looking for a distraction to get their mind off of their unresolved trauma. Even listening to her video made me feel terrible. I couldn't even imagine dating a person who is unstable like this. It is the fastest way to ruin your dating life and your mental health. You should be aiming for going out with someone who wants to have a connection with you, who wants to go on a simple date and get to know you and quite possibly have a future. So if you ever find yourself in a predicament where a girl is making fun of you for wanting to get coffee and go on on a walk, do not take it to heart. The right woman will want to do something simple like that. It's just mentally unstable girls that have to fill the void in their heart with drinking, clubs, and hooking up with random strangers. So don't take it personal.
It's hard for these women out here. Y'all got it bad. Women got it bad nowadays. Y'all got it bad.
I'm crying at a man saying we got it bad.
Oh, it's horrible for y'all. If you thought if a woman was saying the perfect man, and it is not your opinion, just what you think most women would say the perfect man is.
The girls, like the stuff that you see people talking about on Twitter and stuff like that, people just want to, like, it's honestly very easy for men out here if you have money, because they just want money in this day and age.
Okay. So how many percentage of black men do you think got money? It's less than 6% across America. America that's in that over 100K. We're not even getting to the 200K. I'm talking about never been in jail. If we put that down, not if he's bisexual or into other different orientations. We didn't put that in there. And as a men you really got, you probably can only pick out 3% of black men out here that you can say, I want him. And you don't think the 3% of men know that I know? Like when I'm in that, I know. I'm a unicorn at this point.
So what we're saying is we don't know the unicorns at this point.
And I think we need to stop going for unicorns, start looking for little horsies, some ponies. You don't need to go for unicorns. Not everybody needs that.
He said lower your standards.
Yeah, stop going for the unicorn.
I have found that relationships work best when the man prioritizes the woman and the woman prioritizes herself.
I have found that taking relationship advice from stupid people makes relationships fall apart.
Guys are so lucky. You guys do not understand. So I'm 25, right? I'm sitting here and I'm having to build a roster. I'm having to sit here and go out and do things I don't want to do. I don't want a roster. I don't want to go out and date. I don't like this hookup culture. I don't like any of it. But I feel like I don't have a choice. Men, you guys just get to sit there and you guys can go wait until you're in your 30s, you're almost 40, and you can just go get with a girl that's in her fucking 20s and live a normal life. Girls don't have that luxury.
We're going to show the fact that it takes men to become accomplished to even be seen. Just minimizing it all because it's just so hard because we get so much attention now and we gotta filter through everything now and make sure it's right now. It's easy. Just don't be up. Look good, smell good, be nice, be fit, be feminine, and don't be up. Good to go. I go for any woman, goddamn. I don't give a damn how fat your ass is, how greasy your ass is, how skinny your ass is, how ugly your ass is, man. Bro, all you gotta do is bat your eyes and show a little bit of attention to men in general, dog. Somebody gonna bite. Shit, it's like shooting fish in the barrel for to pull a dude, bro. You know what I'm saying? In a drop of a dime, all you gotta do, post a little picture, looking for some attention on Instagram, dog. The goddamn comments gonna be commenting and the likes gonna be liking, bro. You can get attention, you can get gifts, you can get money, you can get dick, you can get intimacy, you can get trips, you can get whatever you want just because your ass goddamn exists. But your ass is too spoiled and too entitled to goddamn realize the amount of access to everything you got and be sitting here trying to shit on a man's perspective. Y'all lost me. Ain't out here easy for a man.
Somebody's gonna bite. You know, he said, I don't care if you big, you skinny, bat your eyes, somebody's gonna bite. Somebody somewhere. That's all you have to do. We're talking about it being hard. You probably were playing hard to get. You're probably playing hard to get. Well, I don't want him. Oh, he ain't got this. He's cute, but oh, he's a right man for me, but. And y'all are getting yourselves in trouble. Maybe not you. Maybe your situation's a little bit different. But you're getting yourself in trouble because you looking for, like one of these clips a minute ago said, you're looking for a unicorn.
I think that women are significantly more narcissistic. I think filters, women are starting to think they actually look like they're filters. Like, I swear to God,
true.
when I go on social media and I say younger women are more attractive than older women, you know what I get? I get married 37-year-old mothers tweeting at me their selfies, proving to me that they are the epitome of hotness. My God, these always get millions of views. Now, if I do women like rich men, I don't get men tweeting at me that they're poor and they can still get women. I don't see it. I don't think we live in reality because I don't think men ever really correct us.
Yo, so I want to know what you guys think about this post. So the first girl said everybody's boyfriend got money till it's time to pay the tab on girls' night. And then KT said, my man ain't paying for nobody but me. Y'all can go to hell. Everybody's boyfriend got money till it's time to pay the tab. Yeah, and if my man has money, his money's not rated E for all of you guys. I love my friends wholeheartedly. I've been out with my homegirls and her husband. They don't pay for me, y'all. I pay for myself. Are there times where like I'll be like, hey, a round of shots, and they'll be like, oh, a round of shots, but it's not every single thing. When we go out to dinner, we all pay our own tab. I've never in my life expected my friend's man to pay for me. That's weird. I don't know what it is with you entitled women. It's giving broke. Like, I can see your hands up. Spare change, please. Like, are you kidding me? And I would never, like, if I'm sitting with my homegirl and my man's there and stuff like that, and she decides to ask him to pay the tab or even make fun of him or say anything, if you think for 1 second I'm going to side with you, that's the last time we're probably ever going to speak, and the friendship would be over something so small because you opened your dumb mouth. You should never part your lips to call a man broke or say anything crazy because he doesn't want to pay for your tab. Where's your man? That don't make no sense. You don't beg another woman's man for change. That, oh my God, bro. These are like handouts. I don't know what it is. Like, a lot of the women in this generation, they talk a big game about men all the time. But then when I start seeing the things that you guys say, it's giving brokey. Like, you guys call men brokey. You guys call men all these names. I'm starting to think it's projection. Maybe we should start looking in the mirror. Because if you don't have two nickels to rub together, why are we going to out to eat? And I know women are like this. Oh, I'm telling y'all, I have so many stories on this. I've been on a girls trip with girls before who didn't bring no money. Paid for the trip and that was it. Didn't have no extra money. They expected people to pay for them. If you have this broke mentality, don't be my friend. I'm glad I don't have broke friends. But I'm just saying, if you ever have a mentality like this, hell no. It's one thing to be kind of cheap and budget your money and not want to spend money on dumb stuff like maybe going out to eat because you like luxury things and all that. Totally understand that. But asking a man for money could never be me. Sorry, my man's paying for me and him. And I want to get appetizers and dessert and a drink. With you added to that? No. I'm glad I don't have snake-ass friends. I'm sorry, but if you ladies have friends that are making you feel bad about the way your man is and you listen to them, I'm telling you, you're in for a rude awakening and you're going to lose that man faster than you got him. Do not listen to your single friends if they're encouraging you to make fun of him or belittle him or, oh, he's broke, he's not going to pay for all of us. And you're sitting there getting peer pressured because you don't have a mouth of your own. I'm telling you right now, you're going to be the biggest fool.
And that's really exactly what it is. It's a broke mentality. I would even go further to say it's more than broke. It's a leech mentality, which a lot of modern women have. This is the type of stuff that once again pushes men out of the dating market. Well, why don't y'all have any friends? Why don't y'all do this? Y'all are not showing up in relationships, this, and that. I'm not showing up. First of all, y'all ain't going to be able to track these relationships because we're not around you. I'm telling y'all, men will live off the grid and y'all will never even know that they exist until they come. Man, where'd you come from? I just been chilling out in the country. I've been chilling out. They might be in the city, but you'll never know because they don't be around you. They move around when there are not a lot of people out. That might be early in the morning. That might be late at night. They pick their spots and they say, oh, I'm going to come out, hit it. People in town know that they're there. The places that they frequent, people know that they're there. But you don't because they're checking out of your society. Your version and your idea of what society is supposed to be. And this is part of the reason why. You expect me to pay for people that need to pay for themselves.
I personally think that as a woman, I should be asking men what they bring to the table more often because I don't think a lot of them have much to offer outside of some peen. Even if you ask an older man, what does a man do? They're like, oh, protect and provide. Well, a lot of us have like security cameras nowadays. And a lot of us can, keep a roof over our head and like food in our refrigerator. And then it's like men that can provide, like sometimes they're calling us gold diggers. When really some women just have like a bare minimum that it takes to experience them. Like they want, something above maybe what they can do for themselves. I think also some men are even feeling intimidated that they're losing leverage in the dating market because more and more women are becoming self-sufficient. Like I'll be the first to say as a woman, I don't like to work. I don't wake up dreaming of labor. I'm not excited about it, but I love having a roof over my head. I love having food in my refrigerator. I love that like me having those things is not dependent on whether a man loves me or finds me attractive. For a woman like me, yeah, you're going to have money, but you're going to have a lot more than that.
you know, like, and a lot of men don't have the more, they don't have the other, they don't have anything else. Like, a lot of women don't necessarily crave sex in the way that men do because it's like easily accessible to us, right? Like, even if you're like an unattractive woman, you still have a lot of options sex wise because men have such low standards for these things. Like I literally could just go outside in my bonnet and scream like, hey, does anybody want to have sex with me? And a line would start forming. Even looking like James Brown, I still have options for that. When it comes to the other stuff, like, okay, we've taken the money away. We have 4 other fingers. A lot of men don't really have the looks thing going for them. I personally don't really date attractive men. That's not a preference of mine. It's just that there's not a lot of options there. And then look at how men are about height. They're more upset about, you know, height than we are. They bring it up more than we do. So looks not really a thing for a lot of men. Personality, ask any woman who's been on a date recently. A lot of men do not have personality. It's better to talk to a child, a dog, a wall, like anything. Emotional intelligence. I personally don't think a lot of men have emotional intelligence. I don't be telling men my traumas. I don't be bringing up my issues to men. I don't tell men anything. And in fact, I've gotten in really bad arguments with men because they wanted to know more about me. And I didn't see the need. I didn't see the point. What could be our last one? Faith, compassion for others. A lot of men just don't have it. And I feel like if we really wanted to, we're the ones who could be asking, like, what are you bringing to the table? Because as a woman, there's so much more at risk for us in relationships. If you're in your childbearing years, there are women dying every day from childbirth. STDs, domestic violence. I grew up with a criminal defense attorney. I've seen men kill their wives and their children. It's just a lot. It's a lot going on. And I just don't feel like there's anything wrong with having like a bare minimum requirement. And I think that men are getting upset because they're realizing more and more is required of them as women have access to more things, access to capital, access to education. And then also, I feel like we're a lot better at being alone than men are. Like, it's just, this is such a long conversation. I don't even know. I think I'm going to just have to stop talking.
I asked my wife today whether she felt like a socioeconomic status was a detriment to society. So you have lower, upper, or lower, middle, and upper class. And I asked, do you feel like that's, you know, it's good for society? And she said, well, you know, I don't know, but I know that it's an unavoidable thing. And the reason I asked her that question is because we went to the doctor today and I was just kind of waiting around and I was looking outside the window and I saw a BMW. It was one of the newest BMW SUVs right next to a Corolla. And it was one of the older Corollas, I think maybe in the 90s. Now, it looked clean, kept, seats weren't dirty, the paint wasn't chipped, the wheels, even though you knew everything was old, it was, you know, it was in good condition, right? And so you're around a lot of doctors, around a lot of nurses, people who are high earners. And they buy that type of stuff. And so I'm like, what is it all for? Right? What is society? Well, essentially what's happening is I'm looking at this stuff and they're creating premium experiences. Whether it's right or wrong, it's a premium experience. Right? So I get a BMW and some doctors say, well, I don't want that. I don't need that. I'm just going to go with a Corolla. And I think with that concept, that's what modern women are doing. They're trying to create themselves as this premium experience. They're trying to create themselves as some sort of upper class. Well, you know, there's some women that are going to be trash, lower class. There's some going to be middle class, but I'm going to be an upper class woman. So I'm going to wear this type of makeup. I'm going to go here. I'm going to do my nails this many times. And they try to curate this experience of looks because they really don't have anything outside of that. They try to curate this experience of, well, look what you're getting. Even if you can't use it, look what you have at your, I can't even say disposal. Look what you have in front of you. Dang, they're creating they're our trophy. They're creating themselves as a trophy. And some of them even go get educated and they say, I'm going to go above and beyond and I'm going to get my master's degree. Some of them say, I'm going to go get my PhD so I can flash it. And now I have a PhD, I'm premium, right? But that's not really how relationships work, right? You don't want to go out there and get somebody that can't talk to you and you can't relate to them. But you also don't necessarily need somebody to also have a PhD. You might go out there and get a hardworking man that runs his own mechanic shop and he's able to talk. You're talking to him about concepts and academics and wanting to start your own business. Now, he's not going to know the ins and outs of your business, right? Or the concepts that you're talking about on a PhD level, but he can talk to you about, okay, this is how you start a business. So if I understand you correctly, because you're explaining it to me in simple terms, here's what you would do in order to be able to take your business to the next level, yada, 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 this, and this, right? So you two merge together. And with your PhD concepts, you can say, now, this is the understanding of your market. And here's how you can get people to come in. And these are the sales. And this is the marketing and the psychology behind it. I've got some friends over here I can connect you with. And he grows his business because you've introduced him to some different concepts in your field. And you grow your business or your practice because he's introduced you to some concepts in his field. So y'all work together. And even though he's not a PhD, quote unquote, level, he doesn't have the paper, y'all are on the same playing field because y'all are taking what you have and putting it together and winning and growing together. But a lot of y'all think that y'all are already upper echelon and somebody like a mechanic is lower echelon. He's on the bottom tier. That's what y'all think. And y'all are losing the opportunity to connect with somebody and have companionship with somebody because you're so close-minded.
So do me a favor, to all my brown girls who are starting college, you actually don't have to date the first guy that gives you attention. And believe me, I know I'm speaking from experience because I was super sheltered in high school, didn't really date, was a late bloomer. So when I got to high school, I was like, when I got to college, I was like, oh my God, it's like open season. And like all these guys are like starting to give me attention and like everyone's being so social. And literally like the first guy I met on the first day I moved in, I ended up dating him on and off for a year. Why? You don't have to settle for someone's crusty, dusty son. Like settle in, get your friend group going, see like where you kind of vibe, and then maybe like wait for the third guy or like the fifth guy that gives you attention, and then like maybe you can like go for that.
Quantifying when you should by the third to the fifth person is just makes no damn sense. As if the third to fifth guy is going to be a better option than the first guy. Like, what are you talking? Like, is there not any requirements that you can teach them to look out for to identify the characteristics of a guy who is trying to seriously date? Like, could you not do that? Oh, that's right. You were too busy popping that punani flapjack in white boy frat houses. Fun college times with us all, including waking up multiple times with a sore anus.
Wait, okay, I met this guy on Tinder. I made the dumb mistake of letting him sleep over. I like woke up in the morning and like my ass was a little sore. Oh my.
Also, to all my G's out there, when you're dating these young women, always acknowledge, right? Like always pay attention to the way that they talk about men. If they talk about prior men within their lives as crusty dusty, these are the women that have a low barometer hate for men. They don't honor or appreciate what a man is, and at times of conflict within relationship, that's their default. But anyway, it's clear in watching this clip.
It's a dark time in my life, but I know I will never find a girl that loves me this much ever again.
Liz in the house. She claims she rode it through with him.
When I first met Akash, I felt there was something so special about him. He has character, he has integrity, like he loves me so much. That kind of connection withstood all of the bad times. Even though everything got so bad, I would just pray so hard every day just to get out of that situation, and I feel like slowly but surely we kind of crawled out of it.
Oh, that just sounds so amazing. She was busy just praying for him while he was grinding to make it work. Just so interesting to watch the degree of cope within him to somehow now, as a system of validation, give her these things that he was unable to do previously, while her also acting like it's never enough, complaining that his birthday is one of the worst days out the year, and complaining that she has to get him a gift on Christmas.
You guys are just so loose. That's the only word that's coming to mind. You're so relaxed about allowing men into your space. I talked about a little bit earlier a premium experience that women are trying to curate, or they're trying to position themselves in. But premium is exclusive. Not everybody is going to be able to buy a BMW or a Mercedes or an expensive car, a Ferrari. That's what makes it exclusive, premium. Well, I can't get that, man. I work hours of overtime for years and I still can't afford that car. Not a lot of people can get you. They can't get to you. But nowadays, everybody has experienced you. You're not premium. So you go out there, you have a lot of people experience you, and then afterwards you say, well, I'm going to build myself up to have this degree or start this business. And then I'm going to get this house in this neighborhood with this car. And I'm going to hang out with these friends at these places. And so now on paper, I look premium. But a man comes in and he starts knocking all that down. And he starts saying, if you've been in real estate, what they do, or, when you're looking at cars and stuff like that, they'll walk around the car and they'll point out a certain thing and a little thing. So, and it's a little trick to, in your mind, help you to help them pay a lower price, to devalue the car. But in this situation, you've actually done that, but you try to paint over it. Your car actually has a massive ding in it. It actually has a massive dent in it. And so the person, I guess in that situation, would come and say, well, I'm just doing my due diligence before I buy this car. And I see that the AC doesn't actually work. You just, did a trick to kind of make it blow cold. But the moment I drive it off this lot, within about a week, it's not going to work. And so the AC doesn't actually work. And actually the engine is bad too. It's actually leaking oil. That's why I bought my mechanic here to kind of check it out. So it's not really a good car. You're selling it for 15 grand. And really this car, because the engine is not really working all that well, and because the AC doesn't work, because the windows don't actually work, once again, you're putting all these tricks and these gimmicks. This car is actually, it's used. I know you're saying, well, it's in good shape for 300,000 miles, but it's actually right where you would think it would be at 300,000 miles. You just went in and put a couple of things up. You might have changed the interior. You cleaned it out. You got a really, really good deep clean. You spend a lot of money, upwards of $400 or $500 for a complete wash, wax, ceramic, all those other tips and tricks to get your car clean. And then you're trying to sell it to me for $15,000 based on the fact that it looks good. Oh, and by the way, it's a 2012. But you're trying to say that it's in mint condition. It's not. It's actually not good at all. And once we look underneath the hood, we see this is a heavily used car that's ready to break down. And a lot of times with modern women like this, who don't have a mind to be married, as soon as you marry them, they in fact do break down.
You say that what's happening to men is a 5-alarm fire for men in the United States. Tell us what's going on as you see it.
Well, the statistics are pretty stark. If you walk into a morgue and there's 5 people who've died by suicide, 4 are men. 3 times as like, we have a homeless problem and an opiate problem, but what we really have is a male homeless and a male opiate problem. 3 times as likely to be addicted, 3 times as likely to be homeless, 12 times as likely to be incarcerated. More single women own homes than single men. Women in urban areas are making more money. And let me be clear, we should do nothing to get in the way of that. But if our young men continue to flail, our country and women aren't going to continue to flourish. And just a couple of things you brought up, loneliness and then role models. 1 out of 4 men can't name a best friend. 1 out of 7 men don't have a single friend. And what I would say is there's a lot of factors around this, but something to be cognizant of is that...
Can I just stop you for a second?
Yeah.
Is that unusual? Is that new?
It's getting worse.
And what you'll see here is women in the comments saying, man, I kind of don't care. And the same old, men need to do the therapeutic work to better themselves. This is not a problem for women to fix. Somebody says women are no longer forced to nurture and care for or be in a relationship with toxic masculinity, emotionally unavailable, controlling, misogynistic, womanizing, etc. Women are choosing otherwise. That leaves men without their lifeline of emotional support. Men have got to evolve their definition of manhood because it's not working in current times. And Obviously, you have more. Men need to change how they interact with each other. Somebody else says, dismantle the colonizing patriarchy and misogyny. Go to therapy and learn how to build a positive community amongst other men. And so on and so forth. Men need to help men address this and go to work on it. We can acknowledge it and be empathetic, but it's not a woman's job to fix it. So, I showed my mom this clip, and she has done a significant amount of coursework in therapy, social work, that sort of thing. And she said exactly what I was thinking. A lot of men have gone into their shell. A lot of men have put their defense up. And this is what you're seeing, in my opinion. I think we talk about this type of stuff, and then you hear women in the comments or see women in the comments talk about, this is not my problem, I kind of don't care, yada, yada, yada. And when you say that to a man, there was a clip that I did where a man was saying, well, men don't actually get sad about a lot of stuff. They get angry. It shows up in anger. And anger is an actionable emotion. Sadness is kind of a depressive, sedentary emotion. I don't feel like it. You can think about when you're grieving, when somebody passes away. That's why you see a lot of people when they have to be helped up to the casket, because grief overtakes them so much, it paralyzes them. And so you're like, my goodness. I was listening to a man talk about how his son got, somebody basically started, blasting people away in the park, and he was one of them at a birthday party. And he was talking, he was trying to, get through it. Yeah, my son, he's my baby, he's my golden child. And emotion would hit him, and he'd have to stop. And, you can tell by him you're just trying to suck in air, and because it's an overwhelming feeling. You just have to, it's too much, especially when somebody passes away. It's way too much. And so a lot of women go through that. It's where they have to stop, and they just cry, and they don't want to do anything. So women come along and they pull them out. Come on, girl, we're going to the club, yada, 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 this and that. But for men, sometimes, well, they will sit in that, but then sometimes, or a lot of the time, a man will get up and start doing. He'll say, you know what? They took me for this. They did this for me, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to go on and I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, whether it's good or whether it's bad. But what you're seeing is men adapting to society, for better or for worse, right? Where are the men? And you talk about, well, women are out earning men in urban areas. That might be because you have men that go and do other things. Men that decide, you know what? I don't need this. I actually don't need 6 figures, or I don't need this, and this. I can actually live off of this. And, obviously men get made fun of because you go into their house and they don't have a lot. Their fridge is not full. They only have like a table, a chair, and a TV set up with their, essentials and necessities. I just need somewhere to play the game. I just need a few snacks in the fridge. I don't need much. Oh, you don't even have a house. We got a house. What do you have? I don't really need a house. I just need a small space to where I can come in and just, live. Actually, I think I was listening to one of Red's reactions over off of Child Time podcast. It's really good. Go check him out. And that's essentially what he said. He's like, people are asking me why I don't get a house. I don't need a house. This apartment, this space is good enough for me. And that's what you're seeing. Men, they don't. I don't think y'all are getting it. Men don't have to be in your society. Do you understand that men built that? Do you understand the jobs and the roads and the parking lots and the apartment buildings and the houses and the basketball courts and the tennis courts and all the amenities? Men built that stuff. They built that. They can do it again. Construction workers, they still have construction workers. Trash men, they still have trash men. They still have plumbing. They still have mailmen. All of that stuff, y'all like the nice stuff. Men don't need that. They can literally go and set up their own society. All of that stuff that's in society today, a man could literally, and they do literally, go to a different, what do you think neighborhoods are, bro? What do you think neighborhoods are? I'm just going to take this concept and go to another place, reestablish. Hey, does anybody want to move over here? Great. Take this concept, reestablish, move to another place, and extend and extend and extend and extend. You hear a lot of people complain about, especially older people, you hear them complain about people are moving into the country. This used to be all grass. This used to be all fields. This used to be all trees. They came through and cut that down. Men continue over and over again to reestablish themselves in other places. We make the most in urban areas. I can go out into the field somewhere, build my house. I'll come into town whenever I need it, get what I need, and go back to my house. If I need anything, or if there's something that I need to build, guess what? I'll learn to build it. Internet is pretty accessible in most places. I just look it up and then do it. Plus, I might have a buddy. Well, you don't have any friends, this, and that. YouTube is going to be my friend. I don't need friends that much in order to stay away from you. Men check out of that. They say, okay, since you don't need me over here, I'll just go over here. And what y'all continue to do, and it won't be long because you can't maintain it yourself. Oh, well, let me move out here to where he is, closer. And I'm not going to get too close because, you know, men are dangerous. But when you need a hand, you're going to be calling that man. You're going to be running up the street trying to talk to that man. Modern women do it. They do it all the time. This is not an alarm. Y'all are just going to continue to move in on a man's space. You've done it before. You'll do it again. You'll encroach on a man's space. You'll get to a point to where you cry about it. And then you'll say, oh, well, I need your help. And then you'll run to a man. The man will give you help. The man will build you up. He'll place you in position. Okay, now you can run it. Go ahead. Well, I don't need no man, this, and that. And the man says, my work is done here, and moves away. And you do it again. You encroach on his territory. It's another story. You talk about how men don't have friends. A lot of people are moving for jobs nowadays, right? So the friends that they had, that they grew up with, those friends go to different areas. And actually, something else I was talking to my mom about, somebody that I know actually had all of that, had friends, still friends to this day. It's just they live in a whole nother state 9 hours away. So you're obviously not going to be talking to them. Kids, married couple, the whole 9 yards. The whole 9 yards. Acted a fool with him. Acted a fool with him. Military, had the house, on base, everything was good. Got involved in a local church. It's a pretty big church. Got involved with the youth, became leaders of the youth along with somebody else. They spent time together, really influential in that area. Things were humming along until the mother-in-law came and started talking crazy, trying to rearrange stuff in the house that was not hers. Wife didn't think that it was a problem, kept on allowing it. Mom kept on coming into the house, talking crazy, trying to impose her will in the house. Wife didn't think anything of it, kept on talking crazy. Dad came into the house, a little less subtle, but he was talking crazy too. Wife didn't care about it, let it go on. Consistently chopping down at the authority and the respect in that house until you destroyed it and ruined it. And now you're crying and snotting and, oh, what do? I need help. I need somebody to save me. Can you please send me money for this? Can you please keep the babies for this, and that? Men actually have established all of that. You saying they didn't have any of that. They don't have any friends. They can't name any single friends because once again, y'all encroach and destroy the space. Now, this is not only a woman's problem, right? Society at large does this. Well, I see a man built that. And the saying goes, if you build it, they're going to come. So I see what you're doing. I like that. That looks nice. I'm going to come over and mess with that. And instead of following your instruction, I'm going to use it how I want to use it. How many times for you who have kids, you get a toy and it's meant to be used a certain way? Or you set something up in your child's room and it's meant to be used a certain way and they don't use, oh, okay, I guess you could use it like that too. And it takes on a new meaning. And sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it's not so good. For a lot of modern women, they do stuff that's not so good. Sometimes it's pretty good. It's a great innovative idea. But sometimes it's not so good. And when you say, well, maybe we don't want to go, stop being so misogynistic. Stop being so you involved with the patriarchy. Let people do what they want to do. Well, I built it and I'm trying to tell you how it works. And then you're messing it up. And you're going to want me to fix it. So I'm trying to tell you how to maintain and keep your stuff. But then you don't like that. You don't take direction. You don't take influence. You don't take guidance and instruction. So the man says, okay, well, let me pack up and move to another state, another city, another area, once again. And he does this thing over and over again. I'm telling y'all. See, Scott Galloway is letting y'all off the hook. Y'all in the comments talking trash. But y'all are going to see soon enough, over and over again. And that's why y'all keep on moving around, man. Y'all are going to see once again that, oh, hey, dang, I actually do need a man. I actually need him for a lot of stuff. Y'all can talk all of this silliness and foolishness and trash that you want to. It doesn't matter because we all know the truth. You are not equipped to live in this world. Well, I make more money than you here, and this and that. You are not equipped. You need to get that pride about your spirit. You need to get at that braggadocious, that egotistical attitude about your spirit. You are not built to handle the hardships, the general difficulty of this world. And you'll see that. You'll see they need to do the inner work. They need to do therapy. And I get it. I understand it. But once again, like I said, some of the men have established themselves as the things that you was talking about. Then you came in and ruined it. And so now they had to move back to my story. They had to move from one place to another. Sometimes I go 9 hours away to visit, but I don't have that time. I don't have the time. The friends that I had, now I have to come through and reestablish when I already had it set up. So I set up structures and places for me to thrive and succeed, and you come in and mess it up. So I just move somewhere else. And then you come in and mess that up. And I move somewhere else. And you come in and mess that up. And it's a constant cycle of that BS and rhetoric that I've got to listen to over and over again. That you continue to mess up my stuff. And I continue to move away. And then you continue to ask, where are all the good men? Why don't men want me? Because you're a loser. Because you're a loser. Period. End of story. I don't want to be around you. Get away from me. This is for me. Well, you're discriminating. This is my safe space for me. Get out of it, please.